folks, it's your main man E, and I'm here today with Poppy. I'm making a video today to help people who have a maybe more sensitive or nervous dog, a dog that's fearful. This dog has only been out of the shelter for a short period of time, but started barking at people and doing some behaviors that were not good. As you can see from the way she kind of stands and the way she looks around, she gets a little nervous. So what I want to do is just show you guys how we're going to introduce the slip lead and go over the basic obedience exercises. Sit, down, go to your bed, and let's go. I'm using a 10-foot slip lead here, which for a lot of people this is going to be too cumbersome to use, so you could just use a standard slip lead. It's super important when you're working with the dog with the slip lead and you're working with food that you do this in a low distraction environment where there's not a lot of stuff going on. There's dogs about, 75 feet away, and you can see that's a little distracting to her, but not so distracting that this is going to be a struggle. So let's get started, and I'll just talk as I work with the dog. Now, if you find this video valuable, you're going to watch it, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. I'm doing these videos for free, folks, just to help out people, and it does help the videos be more available for other people to find, so it can help them out for free. Okay? Let's go. Good. Sit. Good. Let's go. Sit. Good. Now, in this case, this dog knows sit and knows these words. Although she hasn't mastered them, she understands them to some degree. Sit. Break. Sit. Break. A lot of times with a dog, when we're first doing obedience, we're going to try to get them to hold these commands for a long period of time. I would suggest against doing that. Sit. Sit. Yes. I would suggest you put the dog in the command and then you release them. Or if they get out of the command, you just put them back into it for a second and then you release them again. But trying to get them to hold these commands with the slip lead early on with a sensitive or nervous dog especially is probably not the best idea. So I say sit, I apply a little bit of pressure. Good. I release the pressure, I say good. It's super important that the pressure goes away. Sit. Good. Once the dog has committed to doing the behavior or has completed the behavior. But if, she gets out of a sit, good girl, good. And if she wants to hold a sit, great. Folks, there's nothing wrong. If the dog wants to hold a sit, great. But don't be trying to use the leash to make them stay. Break. Good girl. What a good girl. So watch if I hold sit and I keep holding the pressure. It's not necessary. I need to, once the dog sits, let the pressure go away. Good. So the dog understands as soon as I sit down or as soon as I commit to sitting, sit, yes. The pressure is going to go away. I'm going to get a reward. Now you're hearing me say yes for the dog coming to me. Yes. And that's a word that I use a lot of times to release dogs from a command. It means come to me to get food. You've been released. Let's go. Yes. You also hear me saying break. That's also a release word. Sit. Break. When I say break, the dog's being released to get whatever they want access to. If I have a reward and I say break, the dog's going to come over to me and they're going to want the reward. Let's go. Good. I have to throw a ball down at the lower yard because they're digging a hole down there. Bad aim. Nessie, stop. Is that too loud? No, okay. Let's go. Yes. So, similar thing with let's go, folks. Don't try to make the dog stay with you for some extended period of time. Nessie, no. Let's go. Good. Good. Let's go. Yes. So you can see I tried to get her to stay with me. She doesn't have the ability to focus on me. Simply the dog's being 75 feet away for her, which in this case is fine because I want her to get away from me so I can get her to come back to me. But for someone else, this could be too distracting, and you're going to find that you're not going to get any success with any distractions that the dog can see. Let's go. Good. 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 Good. Sit. Good. So we've gone over sit, we've gone over let's go. She's not really staying with me, which is fine. I don't need her to do that. I just want to understand I'm tugging the leash, come over to me, and come within close proximity to me. Break. She doesn't want the food enough for me to expect her to stay with me. And so that's also, to me, it's giving me the feedback to say, hey, walking this dog right now in public places and expecting her to pay attention to us is going to be hard, especially if there's dogs around. And then also, it might be important to make it clear for her, hey, if you want to go up to dogs, you have to look at me, you have to listen to me, you have to pay attention to me. But you can't just go get dogs on your own because, I want that to be a reward for listening to me. So even if I say sit and then go say hi or look up at me, I'd be more likely to be like, let's go, or recall the dog and then let them go say hi to the dog. I'd rather do that than just let the dog, run up to dogs whenever they want to. So we'll work on place command now. Place, she doesn't know the word place, but I know she's going to do a place because I am going to pull her into the place. You can see she's struggling a little bit with the slip lead. This is very common. I'm using 2 fingers of pressure. Come on. I'm going to move my position because she's not sure what I'm trying to tell her. Come on. Come on. No. 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 Good. It's very important right there. I am not giving in. When she is pulling, I'm not giving in. So she pulled back. I did not give in to that. But I also didn't add too much pressure. If we're not clear in our pressure and release, and we're jostling the leash and our timing is wrong, it will completely have the opposite effect. It will make the dog not do what we're asking him to do with the leash. Good. So she's on her placemat. I'm going to position the placemat a little bit differently because I can see it being in the corner here is part of the problem. She feels a little trapped. You notice when I'm working with a nervous dog, I'm not looking at her eyes, making a bunch of eye contact with her, especially when she's not in a good headspace. Place. Good. Break. Place. Good. Break. Place. Good. Place. Place. Good. Break. Let's go. Place. Place. Good. Let's go. Place. Good. So I got a few successful reps in there. That's all I'm asking. I am going to do the down on the placemat right now, just because she's already on it. If she was struggling, enjoying being on the placemat, I wouldn't try to get her to do a down. So how do I do the down with my slip lead? A lot of times it's easier if the dog's in a sit first. I apply pressure down, I pull food down, down. Good. Cooper, hey, stop! That's super loud. That's super loud. The video's ruined.
It's pretty loud.
Is the video ruined?
I don't think so.
We'll just keep doing the video, but whatever. Good. Break. Once again, folks, with your downs, don't try to make the dog hold these commands, just like your sits. Sit. Good. Down. Pull food out. Use your food and your leash at the same time. Down. No. down. It's interesting to see me just yelling like that. It just like kind of threw her off. But also it drew more attention to the dogs down there. Like me looking at the dogs and giving them attention, it made her be like, oh, that is the most interesting thing going on because he is looking down there. Place. Good. Sit. Good. Down. Down. Nuh-uh. Down. No. Once again, I'm not increasing the pressure, but I'm not yielding. When she tries to pull up, I'm not letting her pull up with the leash. I'm holding the leash very stationary. No. No. Down. Good. You can't see because of the camera angle. You won't be able to see it. As soon as she began to move down, the pressure went away. Had I continued to force her, she would have not probably laid down. So good. A lot of what we see as trainers is that us handlers, we really need to master our leash skills. We need to master the timing of pressure and release. We need to know how much pressure is enough, how much is too much, what happens when you try to force the dog and it's not working, and what happens when you should just basically force the dog because you're not applying enough pressure to be clear that you're not giving them a choice. You're giving them direction, but it's not really a choice. So one thing you can do with the nervous dogs if they get stuck like this, hey, down, no, down. So she's stuck, clearly not interested in the food, okay? So one thing to assess always with the fearful dogs is the food motivation level. Usually when people are bringing me a fearful dog, what they're saying is, I have a dog that won't take food when they're scared, or I have a dog where I haven't given them food when they were scared a lot of the times. And the dog shuts down when they're overwhelmed and they won't take food. And that's what you see happening here, where she's like, oh, he's trying to tell me to do something. I want something over there. Okay, what am I not going to do? I'm not going to give her access to the dogs over there. That would be 100% rewarding her for checking out of the session and ignoring me. I'm going to end the session here. I'm going to put her into a quiet place where she can process what just happened. And then when I do the next session, I'm going to put all the dogs away so there's no dogs that she can even see. I don't want her to feel that the obedience is taking her away from what she wants. But one thing I want to say before I end the video is a lot of times what you can do, hey baby, come here, down, no. Let's see if we can get her back into a good headspace. Come on. You could kind of go like this. Hey, no, sit. Good. Come on, down. Good. So you get the dog to already do a down and then just add a little bit of a tug when they're already in the process of laying down. Break. Place. Oh, what a good girl, huh? Yeah, down. Yeah, down. Good girl. Good. Yeah. So I just tugged very subtly on the leash and I praised her for the effort, okay? Good girl. Let's go. Proud. Come on. Good. Sit. Good. What a good girl. Hey. So it's funny, right? I'm actually not going to prompt a down right now because I don't think she's going to do it. And we just got 2 good downs. I'd rather stop after having 2 downs than try to get another one right now and she doesn't do it. You know, what I could do is just see, like, is she even interested in the food? Not interested in the food. So, short sessions with her. Be very mindful of how many distractions there are. And then also with this type of dog, be very mindful of how much access am I giving to dogs. I'm giving her to dogs, and are dogs more important than paying attention to me? Are dogs more important than listening to me? Are dogs more important than looking at me? And, you know, I need to make it clear, hey, you got to pay attention to me because I'm the one who can tell you how you should behave, and I'm the one who can tell you about the human world and what's going on. It's very common, you know, especially in multi-dog households, if you get a nervous dog or a fearful dog, it can be easy for us to say, oh my God, they're just great with dogs, but oh, they struggle with people. Believe me, I know. I had a dog like that for 10 years. But what I wish I knew now is, hey, keep that, you know, strength intact of them being good with dogs, but don't let that obsessiveness with dogs become a means for them to kind of avoid engaging with people and avoid looking at people and finding value in people. You know, they need to understand, hey, ultimately dogs come with people. People bring us dogs. There are typically dogs around people. So there's no need to have this differentiation of I love dogs, but oh my God, people scare me. We should really try to work towards, like maybe you prefer dogs, but people are part of that. And so that's all, folks. Just a video here on Poppy showing slip lead introduction. I'm sorry that I yelled at the dogs down there, but I didn't want them to dig up my yard. So remember, as always, folks, we don't blame them, we train them, and you can always find me online if you want to hire me for online training. followtheleadercanine.com. You can also find my poetry book on Amazon under the name Eric Stokel, Loving, Leading, and Losing. Okay, folks, I'll see you then.